Assalamu alaikum, this is SaqibSaab, and these are my Ramadan Chronicles for 2011, day 5. For day 5, I wanted to talk about a very juicy and delicious topic, and that is Iftar. This topic is so critical. I had so much to discuss that I thought it's too much for one video. So I'm going to be splitting it up into a couple parts, and part 1 will focus on some of the rules I've made for myself for Iftar. For the past couple years, let's say the past 25 years, I've been eating Iftar of all sorts and all types. And I've come to find that certain things work for Iftar and certain things don't. So I've been experimenting for the past recent years what I should be eating or how I should be eating so that I can worship the best this month, so I can feel healthy. If I'm sick, so I can get healthy throughout the entire month of Ramadan. So some of the rules I've been trying to follow are the following. And before I mention them, these aren't things that I completely came up with on my own. These are things I've heard from people, that I've read up online, that I've done by accident, and I've decided to kind of implement them into my life, and it's been really good. I've been doing it this month of Ramadan. It's worked out really nice. I did it last year, and I think I did the year before. But again, I've been evolving, and it's been working out nicely, so I've decided to continue. So here are my rules. Rule number 1, only one plate of food. I don't remember eating 2 full plates of food outside of Ramadan. I usually eat about one, but for some reason, come iftar time, my stomach tells my brain very early in my meal, you will be eating 2 full plates of food. This is for a number of reasons. Obviously, number 1, because I'm very hungry, right? It's a very long fast, it's summer, it's hot, dehydration, so on and so forth. Secondly, for some reason, these iftar foods that are offered during Ramadan are specific only to Ramadan. You don't get, dahi bade at a wedding 2 months before Ramadan, although it would be nice. So you're very excited to eat these foods that only come for a limited time only. So you decide, your brain decides, or at least mine does, to load up on food. I decided I'm going to make a rule where I only eat one plate of food. I don't have to have lunch and dinner because I'm skipping lunch. Rather, I'll just have dinner and I should be good to go. Now, there's an exception to this rule, meaning I'll eat more than one plate if I follow rule number 2, which is good food over bad food. The Muslim Ummah has many different cultures, especially living in America, the melting pot. And with all these cultures comes very good food. And with very good food comes a lot of variety of food. So whether it's at home with whatever my wife makes, or it's back home with my family, or it's at the masjid or anywhere I go, there's so many different things I can eat. I decided I'm going to eat more of what's good for me, right? The fruit salad, the yogurt stuff, the chickpeas, or if someone makes something that's non-traditional, like a traditional salad or whatever, and less of the bad stuff. That's the fried stuff, the good stuff, right? The real good stuff, which is actually bad for you. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm not following any sort of, strict regimen where I'm not eating carbs or not eating fried foods, right? Especially with so many invitations to so many different houses, family, friends, the masjid, the MSA, whatever. I don't have the luxury of being that picky. So I'll eat everything, but I'll make sure I proportion it. I'm not going to eat 10 pakode or 10 fried samosas. But if there's a lot of the yogurt, dahi bade, I'll eat a lot of that. Or there's good fruit salad that's not like doused in sugar or in syrup or mango pulp, which is very good. I'm not hating on it. I ate it growing up in my house, but it might not be the best thing to eat all the time because fruit already has a lot of sugar. To add mango pulp adds a whole lot of sugar, probably more than your body needs, but that's a different story. But if there's some good food, I'll make sure to eat more of it than of the bad food. And that helps me a lot, and that's the second rule I've been trying to follow. Rule number 3, split your meals. On the internet, I found something really interesting. It was an article on how to have a healthier Ramadan. Of the things it mentioned was to split your meal after iftar or for iftar, right? So you make your one plate, or you decide what your one plate is, or one and a half, as long as it's some good stuff, and then you eat some of it initially, and you leave it, right? Or if you want to start with half a plate, so you're not leaving food out to sit there, you eat only half. Then you wait for a good amount, right? And the best thing to do is probably go to pray Isha and Tarawih in the masjid, then come back and finish the rest of your meal. I'm sure there's health benefits to this, but I think the most obvious thing is your body, your stomach, hasn't had any food in it throughout the entire day. So to introduce a whole meal all at once right away might upset your stomach, right? No pun intended. So I try to make it a point, if it's a lot of food or if I feel like I can pull it off, I'll split my meal. That's helped me a lot. Rule number 4, and this is our last rule for today: plenty of water. It's pretty self-explanatory. The hours are long. The heat is intense if it's summer for you, right? I know in some parts of the world, the hours pretty much stay the same and like the heat does too, but at least where I live, it's very hot compared to other months and it's very long hours and you get very thirsty. And I'm pretty thirsty just trying to speak into the microphone and the camera here. So I'll make it a point to drink lots and lots of water. That also helps me cut back on the food I'm eating because my stomach needs space for the water. And the article mentioned that since you're dehydrated throughout the day, drink as much water as you can from Maghrib through Isha before you go to sleep, and then when you wake up for suhoor as well. This way I can be hydrated and I'll be healthier, I'll be more conscious, I'll be more awake, and I'll be ready to worship better throughout the month of Ramadan. So let me know what you guys have been doing for iftar. How have you been attacking it? How have you been handling it? Are you just all out, you don't care? Or do you actually have some rules you follow? Is there a certain diet, right? And actually, it's interesting. The word diet, not in the American sense, not like Diet Coke or, low fat or whatever. Diet comes from the Greek term dieta, which means way of life, which is interesting because Islam or the deen is also a way of life. That's a different topic, inshallah. We don't have to get into wordplay here. But let me know if you're on some sort of diet or strict rules for iftar, and you can share some ideas. Drop it in the comments on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. Inshallah, I got to run because it's almost iftar time, and my wife is making both fruit chaat and she's making fish tacos, like the SoCal style. So, inshallah, I'll go have that. You guys have your iftar or whatever it is you're doing when you're watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.